At the turn of the 20th century, all four of my grandparents fled Russia due to the horrors of war. I was brought up in traditional Judaism. I went to temple, I went to Hebrew school, I celebrated the holidays. God was in my life. We didn't have a personal relationship. He was somewhere out there protecting and guiding me. When I was in my teens, I asked my mother, who is Jesus? He's a rabbi, he's a teacher, but he's not the Messiah. I asked my father the same question, and he responded the exact same way. I needed to research it further. For the next 2 years, almost every night, I read the Old Testament and the New Testament together. After that period of time, I realized logically, Jesus is the Messiah. I had it in my mind, but I needed it in my heart. Next, I started to attend church and a growth group where I developed a personal relationship with Jesus. At 19 years old, I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Life went on. I had a successful career, raised a family, and started a business. Life was pretty hectic. Eventually, I stopped attending church. I still had a relationship with Jesus, but it wasn't a tight personal relationship at that point. I was pretty wealthy. I had 3 houses, several cars, and I was very healthy. I went to the gym 4 and 5 times a week, and I fought jujitsu. I felt pretty good, but I was missing that tight relationship with Jesus. That's when the trials and tribulations came into my life. At 45 years old, I had a blood clot in my carotid artery, 7 seizures, a stroke, and dislocated and broke my shoulder. I went to the hospital where they dissolved the clot. They found out I had a genetic blood disorder. I would have to be on medications the rest of my life, but God healed me. When I was 57 years old, I broke my back in multiple locations. The medications I had been taking for the past 12 years were robbing my bones of calcium and D. It took a little while, but God healed me again. When I was 60 years old, I was diagnosed with 2nd-stage bone cancer. I was isolated in the hospital for 23 days. I prayed every day, all day long, and God touched my heart. He said, I'm gonna heal you, Alex, and I have a plan for you. Today, I go to the gym 4 and 5 days a week. I do 100-yard dashes. I go to Foothills Bible Church. I'm part of the men's Bible study, and I'm working towards God's plan. What is God's plan? I'm doing it right now. I'm communicating with you about God's good grace.